Hello everyone and welcome to today's session. And today we'll be discussing the theory related to the chapter Microbes in Human Welfare. This is the part 3 of the lecture, and in today's session we'll be discussing NCERT section 8.4, 8.5 and 8.6. This is the disclaimer. What are the objectives of today's session? So today we'll talk about the role of microorganisms in the production of biogas. We'll talk about the major components of the biogas, which is methane and carbon dioxide. We'll also talk about the role of methanogens, which are basically anaerobic bacteria, which are involved in biogas production. We'll also talk about the basic structure and functioning of the biogas plant. Then we'll also talk about the microorganisms as biocontrol agents. Okay, so these microorganisms, some microorganisms are beneficial also. Okay, they're used by human as a biocontrol agent also. So we will understand the concepts of biocontrol as an alternative to the chemical pesticides. We'll also identify different type of biocontrol agents like Bt toxin and trichoderma. We'll explain the working principle of integrated pest management. Then we'll also talk about the microbes as biofertilizers. Okay, within this topic, we'll talk about what are biofertilizers, how can you define them, and what is the importance of these biofertilizers in promoting sustainable farming. We'll list the main type of biofertilizers. So biofertilizers can be obtained from bacteria, fungi, and cyanobacteria. We'll also understand the mechanism by which different biofertilizers enhance the soil fertility. Okay, so in today's session, we'll talk about microbes in production of biogas, which is NCERT section 8.4. We'll also talk about microbes as biocontrol agent, which is NCERT section 8.5. We'll also talk about microbes as biofertilizers, which is NCERT section 8.6. Then we'll summarize this entire session. We'll also discuss some NCERT-based questions, and we'll also be discussing some keynotes that will help you memorize these topics. And in the end, there'll be some interesting questions that will enhance your critical thinking ability. Okay, let's talk about biogas and its producer. So there is a question in your book, question number 14. This is related to this topic. So basically, biogas is a mixture of gases. And what are the main component of biogas? This is methane and carbon dioxide. Now, these gases are produced by the microorganisms as they decay the organic waste. So this organic waste is also rich in cellulose as well. Or you can say the organic waste obtained from plant, such as plant leaves and all, they are rich in cellulose. Okay, this organic waste can be obtained from animal source as well. Clear, like animal manure. So this biogas is used as a biofuel. Okay, it is inflammable. It can be used for various purposes. Okay, like lightning, like for electricity production. Clear? Now, what are the microorganisms involved in biogas production? Okay, so these are known as methanogens or methanobacteria. So these are the group of anaerobic bacteria that grow on cellulosic material. Now, where do they live? So these methanogens, they can live in anaerobic sludge. Okay, they are found in anaerobic sludge. Okay, they are found in the rumen, which is a part of the stomach of the cattle. Okay, now what is the source of these bacteria? So you can say microorganisms, these methanogens, they can be found in the excreta, which is the dung of the cattle, which is commonly called as gobar. It is rich in this bacteria. So this gobar is rich in these bacteria and it's used for biogas generation. What is the role of these bacteria in rumen? So the herbivores, Okay, like cattle, they are eating the plant-based product, which is rich in cellulose. So cellulose, which is present in the food of the cattle, it is broken down by the methanogens. Okay, so this play a crucial role in the nutrition of the animal. So by breaking down the cellulose in the food, these cattle, they obtain nutrition. Let's talk about the biogas plant. Okay, first component is the concrete tank. Okay, it is 10 to 15 feet deep. Okay, then the bio waste are collected and a slurry of dung is fed in this concrete tank. Clear? So what is added in, in this concrete tank? All the bio waste and a slurry of dung, because the dung consists of these microorganisms, these methanogens. Then there is an anaerobic digester tank. So gases are produced in this digester tank by the microorganisms. All right. So slurry is added into this digester tank, and methanogens, they anaerobically digest the bio waste. Anaerobic means without the need of oxygen. Okay. Now floating cover is placed on the slurry, because due to digestion, due to fermentation, actually fermentation is occurring here. Fermentation means it is occurring in absence of oxygen. So due to this fermentation, the gases is being produced. Okay, so these gases need to be collected. Okay, so that's why floating cover is placed on the slurry, and it has a gas chamber also where the gases are collected. Now as the gases are being produced, they will rise up. So because of this, the floating cover will also rise as the gas is produced in the tank. Here in this image, you can see this is a typical biogas plant. So you can see this is a concrete tank where the bio waste is collected and a slurry of dung is fed here. Clear? Then this slurry is passed on to this anaerobic digester, and the microorganism, with the help of fermentation, they will break down this organic matter. Okay, organic matter can consist of animal manure, okay, or you can see leaves and all. Basically, it is the organic matter. Clear? Then, because of this fermentation process, gases are being produced. So this is the floating cover. This is the gas chamber where gases are collected. Okay, because of the production of gases, the floating cover will rise. And the spent slurry, which is nutrient rich. Okay, the spent slurry, it is called nutrient rich organic matter. Okay, this can be used as a biofertilizer. So this is known as sludge. Okay, and then there are these outlets. So one is this gas outlet from which the biogas reaches the nearby house. Another outlet is this slurry outlet, where the spent slurry, okay, it moves out, and the spent slurry is very rich in nutrients and can be used as a biofertilizer. This is known as the sludge. Okay, now output. So there are two outputs. First is the gas outlet. So biogas plant has a gas outlet. Now the biogas outlet is connected to a pipe to supply biogas to the nearby houses. Then there is a slurry outlet. Spent slurry, this is removed through the another outlet known as slurry outlet. And the spent slurry is rich in nutrients. It is nutrient rich organic matter. It can be used as a fertilizer. Okay. Now biogas plants are more often built in the rural areas. Why is this so? Because cattle dung is available in large quantities in the rural areas, and dung is the source of these methanogens. Okay. Now let's talk about the importance of biogas and its development in India. Okay, so biogas is used as a biofuel, it is inflammable. Okay, so that's why it can be used for cooking and lighting. Okay, it is a source of energy. So you can see these are the various applications of the biogas. Okay, it can be used for generation of electricity, okay, for lighting, for cooking as well. Okay, and you can say the sludge can be used as a fertilizer also. Now let's talk about the technology development. Okay, technology for biogas production. Who developed this technology in India? So biogas production technology in India was developed by Indian Agriculture Research Institute and Khadi and Village Industries Commission, which is a government organization. Okay, now let's talk about microbes as the biocontrol agents. Clear? First of all, let's talk about what is the need of the biocontrol agents. So these, we are spraying insecticides and pesticides in the agricultural fields. Okay, but there are some problems related to insecticides and pesticides. What are these problems? Okay, so these chemicals are very toxic. They are non-biodegradable. They accumulate in the environment. They cause environment degradation, and ultimately they enter into our food chain. Okay, they are extremely harmful to human beings and animals as well. Now, these chemicals have been polluting our environment. Okay, they are polluting soil. Okay, they are polluting our groundwater. Okay, our groundwater is also contaminated by these chemicals. Okay, all the fruits, vegetables, and crop plants, they have been contaminated by these toxins. Okay, now soil is also polluted through use of weedicides to remove weeds. Okay, weedicides are used to remove the weeds, which are basically unwanted plants that grow alongside the crop plants. Okay, so all of these chemicals are non-biodegradable. They are very toxic. So that's why we need biocontrol agents. What is biocontrol actually? So it is employing the living organisms to manage plant diseases and pests. Okay, so we are not using chemicals here. We are employing living organisms. So because of the use of biocontrol, we can reduce our dependency on the chemical pesticides. Hence, they are called as biocontrol agents, means biological control agents. They are living organisms. Now, what is the working principle of the biocontrol agents? Okay, let's talk about this. So, this relies on the natural predation rather than the introduced chemicals. So, the biocontrol agent that we introduce, the living organism that we introduce in the ecosystem or the agricultural fields, that is the natural predator of a certain prey, of a specific prey. Okay. Now, the key is the familiarity with the various life forms that inhabit the field. So, before you can say introducing a biocontrol agent, okay, you should be familiar with the various life forms which are present in that ecosystem. Okay. Clear? And according to that, you should introduce the biocontrol agent. Okay. You should know what all what all living organisms inhabit that field. Clear? And this biocontrol agent, this should not target the other organisms. Okay, the beneficial organisms. For example, predator, pest, and their life cycle and their feeding patterns. So you should also know about the life cycle of predators as well as pests and the life cycle and their feeding patterns. So all of this information should be known in advance. Okay. Now the goal is not to eradicate the pest, but to manage it at a manageable level. Okay, so the focus here is not to completely eradicate the pest, but you have to lower its population. Okay, because every organism is very important in the ecosystem. You cannot completely wipe out any organism because one organism is dependent on another. So there is a food chain and food webs in the ecosystem. So the ecosystem stability will be disturbed. Now, this maintains a balance known as integrated pest management. Okay, now let's have a look at the examples of the biocontrol agents. So, ladybird beetle. This is an insect with red and black markings. Its target pest is aphids, and mechanism is predation. This is the predator. Aphids. Okay, this is the predator. Clear? Ladybird is the predator. Then dragonflies. This is an insect. Pest is mosquitoes. And again, mechanism is predation. Okay, so in predation, one of the organism is being benefited, other is being harmed. This is an image showing you ladybird and dragonflies. Okay. Now, another very important biocontrol agent is Bt toxin from Bacillus thuringiensis. So, Bacillus thuringiensis, this is a soil bacteria. Okay. And this bacteria consists of Bt genes. These Bt genes codes for Bt toxin. These Bt genes are also known as cry genes. And these toxins are also known as crytoxins. Okay, so this toxin is produced by the bacteria in inactive form. Okay, and when this toxin enters insect's gut, then due to the alkaline conditions in the insect gut, this toxin is activated and it creates holes in the, you can say, gut of the insect, and the insect dies. Okay, so these toxins, they are insect group specific. They only target a specific insect. Okay, so it target pests is butterfly, caterpillars. Okay, so it is very specific. Now these Bt toxin spores, they are available in sachet. So what you have to do, you can mix these spores with water and spray on the plants. The spore, they release a toxin in the gut of the larva when eaten, thereby killing the caterpillars only, and they will not harm other, you can say, beneficial organisms. So now this Bt gene have been introduced into crop plants such as Bt cotton have been developed. It's a genetically modified plant. So when these caterpillars, they feed on this cotton plant, Bt cotton plant, then this toxin enters into their body and they die. Okay. Now this Bt toxin doesn't harm animals and mammals because this is only activated in the alkaline conditions which are present in the insect guts only. Let's talk about Bt toxin integration. So by genetic engineering, scientists have introduced the Bacillus thuringiensis toxin gene into the plant, such as Bt cotton has been developed. Now this modification makes plant resistance to insect pests. Now the plants are resistant to the insect pests because insects, if they feed on these plants, they will die. Now this integration eliminates the need for insecticidal spray. So now our dependency on these insecticides have reduced. Okay, and thus we are promoting sustainable farming. We are protecting the environment also. So these are the caterpillars, and this you can see the feeding on the plants. And then this is the image showing you Bacillus thuringiensis, which is basically a soil bacteria. And now you can see these Bt toxin crystals, you can see, which are produced by this soil bacteria, Bacillus thuringiensis. Okay, let's talk about biocontrol agents. Okay, we are talking about biocontrol agents. So Trichoderma fungus, this is also a biocontrol agent. Okay, so pest is several soil-borne plant pathogens. And this is the free-living fungus, very common in root ecosystems. It is very effective biocontrol agent. Then baculoviruses. Okay, these are pathogens that attack insects. So pests Target pest is insects and other arthropods. Now, these baculoviruses, they attack member belonging to the genus Nucleopolyhedrovirus only. Okay, they are species specific. They target a specific species. They are narrow spectrum insecticides. Okay, the narrow spectrum insecticide with no negative impacts on non-target organism, including plants, mammals, fish, birds, and fish. Okay, so they do not have a negative impact on non-target organisms. Here. Now, next, baculoviruses in integrated pest management. So they are especially desirable in integrated pest management. Okay, the beneficial insects, okay, such as honeybees or the other insects, they help in pollination. Okay, or the predators. Okay, they need to be conserved to maintain the ecosystem stability. So these biocontrol agents, they should not target the beneficial insects. So they need to be conserved. Okay, so this is what is done in integrated pest management. And you have to not completely eradicate the population of the pest. You have to just manipulate it. Now, a sensitive ecological area is being treated. So any ecological area or any agricultural field, okay, it consists of many living organisms. A lot of living organisms inhabit that area. Okay, so a balance should be maintained. Here, beneficial insects should be preserved. Okay, if there is no pollination, there will be no seed production. There is no fruit production. Okay, if there are no predators, then the population of prey will increase. So ecosystem stability will be disturbed. Okay, this is clear. Now, what are the need of the biofertilizers? Okay, so before discussing this, let's talk about what are the problems with the chemical fertilizers. Okay, so we already know excessive use of chemical fertilizers. This is leading to environmental degradation. But to meet the increasing food demand, we have to use, or we are using, these chemical fertilizers, okay, to enhance the crop productivity. So there is excessive use of these chemical fertilizers, and these chemicals, as we know, these are very toxic and they degrade the environment. Okay, so this contributes significantly to the environmental pollution. Okay, problem associated with chemical fertilizers. Okay, so there are a lot of problems that we have discussed. So this has increased pressure to switch to organic farming now. So in organic farming, there is no use of this chemical, all of these chemicals. Okay, or there is very minimum use of these chemicals, and the use of biofertilizers is promoted. And what are biofertilizers? So they are living organisms that enrich the nutrient quality of the soil. So again, there is a question number 15 related to this topic. What is biofertilizers? Okay, so they are basically living organisms. So biofertilizers thus reduce the need for the chemical fertilizers. Now, what are the main sources of biofertilizers? Bacteria, fungi, and cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria is also known as blue-green algae. Okay, what are biofertilizers and their roles? Okay, so let's talk about bacteria. So bacteria can form symbiotic association. In symbiotic association, both the partners are benefited. Example is rhizobium. So rhizobium form root nodules in the leguminous plants such as peas and beans. Now rhizobium can fix atmospheric nitrogen into organic forms, which the plant can use as a nutrient. Okay. Now bacteria, they can be free living also, such as azospirillum and azotobacter. So these are free living in soil, and they can also fix atmospheric nitrogen. thereby increasing the nitrogen content of the soil. Here you can see this is the, you can say, bacteria here, which is growing in the roots of the leguminous plant. So they are forming the root nodules here, and they are involved in atmospheric nitrogen fixation. So plant cannot absorb nitrogen directly from the atmosphere. So nitrogen is converted into a form that can be absorbed by the plants. Okay, nitrogen is being made available to the plants. Okay, clear? Okay, mycorrhiza. You can see in this image mycorrhiza. Okay, so there is a genus of mycorrhiza, glomus, that form mycorrhizal association. Now, it is a symbiotic association between fungus and the roots of the higher plants. Okay, now the fungal partner absorbs phosphorus from the soil and passes it to the plant. So plant is getting the phosphorus, clear, which is very important for its growth. In return, plant provide carbohydrate to the fungus because plant can photosynthesize. So fungus is getting the organic compounds, organic material. Okay, fungus is also getting shelter, a place to live. Now this association also provides benefit like resistance to root-borne pathogens. Okay, tolerance to salinity and drought as well. In this image, you can see this is mycorrhizal fungus association. Myco means fungus, rhiza means roots. Okay, so fungus can form, you can say, association with the roots of the higher plants. Okay, then cyanobacteria. Examples are Anabina, Nostoc, and Oscillatoria. Now again, they form symbiotic association. So cyanobacteria, they are autotrophic microorganisms. They can prepare their own food. They are distributed in aquatic and terrestrial environments. They can also fix atmospheric nitrogen. In rice fields, cyanobacteria serve as an important biofertilizers. Okay, and this blue-green algae, they can also add organic matter to the soil and increase soil's fertility. Okay, thereby enhancing plant growth as well. Now this is an image showing you cyanobacteria, which are also known as blue-green algae. Now let's talk about availability of the biofertilizers. So today, a large number of biofertilizers are available commercially in the market for farmers to use. Okay, so this helps in replenishing the soil nutrients. So these biofertilizers help replenish the soil nutrients and reduce our dependency on the chemical fertilizers. Okay, so they are enhancing the soil fertility. They are fixing nitrogen also. Okay, they are helping in the plant growth also by making, you can say, minerals available to the plant like phosphorus. Okay, so this is an image showing you some of the commercial biofertilizers. This is a rhizobium, one of the images showing you rhizobium. Okay, now let's summarize this entire session. Okay, we talked about the microbes in biogas production and biocontrol. So, biogas is a mixture of methane and carbon dioxide produced by microorganisms. Now, this is produced from cellulose-rich organic matter as well as from animal manure also. Okay, clear? It is now biogas is used for as a fuel for cooking and lighting as well. Now, biogas plant, it contains concrete tank, digester tank, gas outlet, and uses cattle dung known as gobar as primary input, because this dung consists of these methanogens. Now, biogas plant produces biogas, and the spent slurry can also be used as a fertilizer. Now, biocontrol agents, they are natural alternative to the chemical pesticide. Examples are ladybird beetles, Bacillus thuringiensis, and they use natural predation or specific toxins that are produced by Bacillus thuringiensis, such as Bt toxin. We also talk about the biofertilizers. So bacteria, fungi, cyanobacteria, they can be used as a biofertilizers. Okay, so these bacteria can form symbiotic association or they can be free living. Fungus can also form symbiotic association with the roots of the plants. Okay, so these bacteria, they can fix atmospheric nitrogen. Okay, then this fungus, this can help plant to absorb phosphorus. Okay, so they help in the so they convert this phosphorus into a form that can be absorbed by the plant. They also enhance drought resistance in the plants. Now, cyanobacteria, they can also fix atmospheric nitrogen, and they also add organic matter to the soil, thus enhancing the soil fertility. So these biofertilizers, they also reduce chemical fertilizer dependence, and they are eco-friendly as well. Now let's discuss the question. So first question is, what is the primary component of biogas? So options are carbon dioxide, methane, hydrogen, and nitrogen. What is the correct answer? Okay, option B, methane is the correct answer. Let's have a look at the explanation. So biogas is predominantly composed of methane and carbon dioxide, and it is produced through microbial activity on, you can see, organic matter, which can be also rich in cellulose as well, if there is organic matter from plant. Now next, which bacteria is responsible for biogas production in cattle rumen? So options are lactobacillus, rhizobium, methanobacterium, or azotobacter. What is the correct answer? Option number C, methanobacterium is the correct answer. See, methanogens are type of bacteria that do not need oxygen to live. Okay. Now, methanogens, you know, they are anaerobic bacteria and they can feed on cellulosic material. Here, because these cattle, they are eating plant-based products which are rich in cellulose. So this cellulose is broken down by these bacteria. Okay, they are also found in anaerobic sludge and cattle rumen. Next question, what is the primary advantage of using Bt toxin as a biocontrol agent? So options are, it kill all insects. It is specific, it is species specific, it is cheap, and it works instantly. So let's have a look at the answer. Option number B, it is species specific, is the correct answer. Okay, so this Bt toxin only affects specific target pest, and it has no impact or no negative impact on the beneficial insects. So here you can see in this image, this is Bacillus thuringiensis, which is soil bacterium, and this bacteria produces Bt toxins in inactive form, and this toxin gets activated when it enters the insect gut. Okay, so alkaline conditions are present in insect's gut, and in this alkaline pH, in these alkaline conditions, this toxin gets activated. Okay, and this toxin will not harm animals or humans. Okay, because this is only activated in alkaline conditions, which is present in insect's gut only. Okay, now which of these is not a biofertilizer? Rhizobium, mycorrhiza, Bacillus thuringiensis, or Anabina? What is the correct answer? Option number C, Bacillus thuringiensis, is the correct answer. So Bacillus thuringiensis is a biocontrol agent, not a biofertilizer. It produces Bt toxin to control a specific group of insect. Now, what make mycorrhiza an effective biofertilizers? Options are nitrogen fixation, phosphorus absorption, carbon dioxide fixation, or water retention. What is the correct answer? Okay, option number B, phosphorus absorption, is the correct answer. So mycorrhiza, myco means fungus, rhiza means root. So mycorrhiza forms symbiotic association with the plants, with the plant roots. So in symbiotic association, both the partners are benefited. So this fungus absorbs phosphorus from the soil and transfers it to the plant. So in this image, you can see mycorrhizal association in the plant. Okay. In return, fungus is also getting the food which is being prepared by the plants. Okay, let's discuss some keynote. We talked about the biogas production. So mainly biogas consists of methane and carbon dioxide. Now, this biogas is produced by anaerobic bacteria, which are known as methanogens. Example is methanobacterium. Now, this biogas is made from cattle dung in the biogas plant because this cattle dung is source of these methanogens. This biogas is used for cooking and lighting. Okay, it has double benefit. Can be used as a fuel also, and the spent slurry can be used as a fertilizer as well. If we also talk about biocontrol agents, so these are the natural alternative to chemical pesticides. What are the key examples? Bt toxin, which are insect group specific, they can control caterpillars. Okay, now trichoderma, this is a fungus, this can control soil pathogens. Baculoviruses, they are also species specific. Okay, so they are involved in species specific insect control. We also talk about biofertilizers. So these are living organisms that enhance the soil fertility. So they are natural soil enhancers. Okay, so we can obtain biofertilizers from bacteria, from fungus, and from the cyanobacteria. So rhizobium, this forms symbiotic association with the roots of the leguminous plant. They can fix atmospheric nitrogen in legumes. Then mycorrhizas, this can enhance phosphorus uptake. Cyanobacteria, this can also fix nitrogen in the, you can say, and this is very important, cyanobacteria in the paddy fields. And some interesting fact, a single biogas plant can provide enough fuel for 4 to 5 rural households daily. And the Bt toxin used in biocontrol is the same gene now used in genetic modification crops like Bt cotton. So Bt cotton is a genetically modified crop. So this Bt toxin gene has been introduced in the cotton plant. Okay. Now, 1 hectare of paddy field with cyanobacteria can add 20 to 30 kg nitrogen per year naturally, because cyanobacteria have the capacity of to fix atmospheric nitrogen. Now, methanogens are among the oldest living organisms dating back 3.5 billion years. Now, mycorrhizal fungi can create underground networks between trees, sometimes called wood wide web, sharing nutrients and the information. Now there are some interesting questions for you. First of all, first question is, I am a microscopic farmer's friend. I live in root nodules or legumes and convert nitrogen from air into plant food. Who am I? So this is a very interesting question. Okay, think about this and answer. Next question, in the floating cover design of biogas plant, what causes the floating cover to rise up? And the next question is, why do scientists consider baculoviruses to be smart biocontrol agents? All right. So with this, we have discussed the theory. Now let's discuss some DPP related to these topics. So first question is, which of the following is the predominant gas in the biogas? So options are carbon dioxide, methane, hydrogen, and oxygen. What is the correct answer? The correct answer will be methane. Methane is the major component of the biogas. Methane is being produced by the methanogens, which are anaerobic bacteria. Next, methanogens commonly found in rumen of cattle help in digestion of proteins, breakdown of cellulose, absorption of fat, or synthesis of the vitamins. What is the correct answer? Option number B, breakdown of the cellulose, is the correct answer. So these methanogens, they break down cellulose, and the cattle, it obtains nutrients by breaking down the cellulose, and in this process biogas is also being produced. Okay, methane is being produced, which is a major component of the biogas. Now the floating cover in a biogas plant rises due to, the options are accumulation of slurry, production of biogas, addition of dung, and release of fertilizers. What is the correct answer? Option B will be the correct answer, production of the biogas. So in the anaerobic digester, due to digestion of the organic matter, okay, due to digestion of the bio waste, the gases are being produced, and these gases, they will rise up, and because of this, the floating cover also rises up. Next one, which organization contributed to the development of biogas technology in India? The options are WHO, IERI, UNESCO, and FAO. What is the correct answer? The option number B will be the correct answer. Indian Agriculture Research Institute, IARI. This is an organization which contributed to the development of biogas technology in India. The next question, why are biogas plants commonly built in rural areas? The options are availability of cattle dung, second is higher population density, third is lower temperature, and fourth is abundance of the industrial waste. What is the correct answer? The option number A will be the correct answer, availability of the cattle dung, because dung is the source of these methanogens. Okay, so along with the bio waste, this cattle dung is also added. Okay, in the biogas plant. Okay, so with this, we have discussed the DPP also. All our answers are correct. So with this, we will end this session. I hope this session was quite knowledgeable for you. We'll meet you in the next session. Thank you very much for listening.